Okay, I think we'll get started. Hello, everyone. As Kelly said, it's nice to see so many familiar faces and new faces as well. My name is Mary Beth George. I am the chair of the board for the BrandLab. I've been involved with the organization for about 4 years now, always serving on the board and in this chair capacity since late summer. Excited to walk you all through an update on what we're up to at the BrandLab, ranging from just an overview of the team and the current landscape, as well as our strategic plan, where we're headed, what we're excited about for the future, and I think most exciting ways for all of you to partner with us. So with that, we will get started and get into the presentation. So starting with who we are, of course, the who behind TBL. This is a snapshot of our national board. And you can see from this snapshot that we have a wide range of diverse backgrounds, as well as positions, industries, experience levels represented within this board. A lot of positions grounded in marketing, of course, but also HR and other business leaders. We also have representation across our 3 locations, 3 markets. And we have 2 alumni who came up through the TBL program who now serve on our board. And we also have 2 advisory boards supporting our Kansas City and Milwaukee markets. All right, and then here's a snapshot of our lead team. So I'm actually going to have each one of them come off mute and video and introduce themselves. So starting with Kelly, who is our CEO at the BrandLab. She comes to us with a wealth of experience in marketing leadership in both corporate and agency capacities. She has also spent the past 4 years as a fractional CMO, working with a variety of different companies like Fidelity Bank and Celerity, and also serves on the Greater Twin Cities United Way board and the Minority Business Growth Alliance Advisory Board. So really excited to introduce Kelly to all of you who haven't met her yet.
Thank you, Mary Beth. Hello, it's so nice to see all of your faces with us on this call with us today. I will have an opportunity to share some updates from the BrandLab as well, but so excited to see all of you. Thank you for being here.
Okay, next up we have Thomas.
Excuse me, sorry.
No, that's good. Introduce yourself. He's our TC executive director. He's also in his 4th year with TBL. He manages our college and beyond director. He has a bachelor degree in comms from the University of Minnesota and is native to Minneapolis, and has served in a lot of community board capacities as well. Now you can introduce yourself, Thomas.
Thank you, Mary Beth. I definitely appreciate that. And hello, everybody. It's great to see so many familiar faces on the call and a lot of new ones. Again, I'm Thomas Tolley, the executive director here in the Twin Cities. And like Mary Beth said, I'm in my 4th year at the BrandLab and just excited to see where we go next.
Thank you, Thomas. All right, Kirsten. Okay, well, I will introduce her for everyone. She is our executive director in the Kansas City market. And prior to working at TBL, she worked as a founding principal at Crossroads Preparatory Academy in Kansas City for 5 years. She's also pursuing her doctorate in educational leadership and policy studies at KU. She also serves in a variety of different community board capacities. So, all right, Quaco Tiangelo, he is our Milwaukee executive director. He is the newest of our leads, which Milwaukee was introduced in 2022. Prior to TBL, he was the Milwaukee Health Department Office of Violence Prevention as the Youth Injury and Violence Prevention Coordinator and oversaw youth programming there. He also sits on a variety of different boards and has in-depth volunteer experience. So, Kweko Tangelo, can you hop off and introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Mary Beth, for that introduction. I appreciate you. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Thank you for taking the time to engage with us at the BrandLab. We are excited to engage with you deeper. And it's going to be a really great presentation. Shout out to Kelly. And again, thank you all for joining us.
Thank you. All right. And then last but not least, Michaela. She oversees our Fearless and Fellowship programming. So prior to TBL, she was the development coordinator for Washburn Center for Children, where she supported fundraising and reporting efforts. She also serves on as a board member for the Minnesota Foundation for Student Organizations. Michaela, can you introduce yourself?
I can. Thanks, Mary Beth, and good afternoon. Thanks, everyone, for joining today. Appreciate you being on this call.
Awesome. So this is our lead team, but there's a deep team behind the scenes who are dedicated to the TBL mission beyond this group that you see here. Thank you all for joining us. All right, so we're an organization that's focused on a community of people. We work to support people of color ranging from high school through 3-year post-college graduation. And we're here today because of these young people. TBL provides exposure from the age of 15 through 25. All right, we're going to move into an overview of the BrandLab. And many of you on this call know the origin story, and in fact, better than I do myself. But it all started with John Olson, who was the CEO of Olson Advertising. And, you know, the mission and the vision for TBL all started with John, who saw the disparities and racial equity, not only at the table for those who are creating the advertising, but also through the work that was produced in this industry. And so it all started with him and his vision. And 14 years later, we have grown to serving over 120 different organizations, ranging from small marketing agencies to large corporations. And so that leads us to an overview of our mission and vision. The mission is about changing the face and the voice of the marketing and advertising industry. And the vision then, this is what success looks like, is we envision people of color launching sustainable careers in workplaces of inclusivity and belonging. And we did some work last year through a strategic workshop to really hone in on our values and articulate them in a way that our teams, stakeholders, partners can really all rally behind. So for all of you as partners to TBL, this is how you should feel and experience the values when working with the BrandLab. So number one is to be authentic. And this is about building trust through meaningful engagement and a joint commitment to advance our purpose. Be inclusive. So this is about ensuring accountability, developing workplaces with a strong focus on equity and belonging. Be visionary. So this is about leveraging expertise and boldly creating new engagement models to expedite our purpose. And finally, be a catalyst, creating a network of resources to launch and sustain careers, leading to the economic advancement of our talent. And this is where our fearless work comes in. All right, let's transition to who we serve. Again, I've mentioned this, but our core focus is on participants of color ranging between ages of 15 and 25. It's all about gaining that exposure at a really young age and early in career advancement, so that students have an understanding of marketing and advertising and develop that passion early on. And this impact starts with an individual, and we really see individuals as kind of the foundation of these building blocks. So it starts with an individual, again, moving to organization. Our impact can then serve the marketing and advertising industry as a whole. Twin Cities, Kansas City, and Milwaukee are the 3 markets that we serve today, with an aspiration to impact the entire Midwest. So let's talk about our reach a little bit further. These are our 3 markets, and the reason that we've focused on these markets is they're really similar in size and makeup. They're in the Midwest. They don't have the same makeup as the advertising and marketing industry that you may see on the coasts. And they all encompass a really strong makeup of both advertising agencies as well as marketing corporations and brands. So this is our collective mission and commitment to start with one agency partnering with one school and one classroom. And today we're working across these 3 Midwest markets, exposing 1,500 students to marketing each year, placing over 100 paid internships and fellowships, and facilitating over 300 fearless equity inclusion workshops. But the future looks very different. So I'm going to transition over to Kelly to give an overview of how we do this, how we bring that future to life, and then how we might all partner together to make it happen. Kelly?
Thank you, Mary Beth. I am so proud and honored to lead this organization. I feel like this mission is so near and dear to my heart as a person who's often been an only as a Black woman in marketing, as a Black woman in advertising for the past 20 years. Multiple organizations that I sat within, I was that only. And I would look around the room, I would look around the agency, I would look around my marketing team, and I knew that it was important for the change to start with me. I've been an active participant of the BrandLab as a volunteer, as a strategic advisor, and most recently as the interim CEO, because of my dedication and excitement and belief in our mission-focused impact. So to me, when I say we need to change the face and the voice of the marketing and advertising industry, I believe it. I know it to be true. And I'm so excited to have the opportunity to sit in this seat where I can help to make a very, very positive impact. So let me talk to you a little bit about how we take that mission, right? Change the face and the voice of the marketing and advertising industry and make it actionable. The way that we do this is we look at it across our 4 pillars. So the 4 pillars of our organization are exposure, access, opportunity, and equity. This time last year, I wasn't in the CEO seat, but I did have the pleasure of sitting in the strategic advisor seat. With that opportunity, I was able to partner with the then CEO, with the board, and with the amazing internal team at the BrandLab to build out a 3-year strategic plan that was centered on these 4 pillars. For me, as a part of the community and a person who strongly supports this mission, I think it's really important to understand the why, the how, and truly where we're looking to go within that strategic plan. Because the reality is, As much as we're all really passionate, we need all of you to be really passionate too. We need your support because we can't do it alone. So I'm excited to share with you our 3-year strategic plan, and I hope you're as excited to see it as we are to share it. So again, our strategic plan is grounded in our 4 pillars. The first pillar within our strategic plan is our exposure pillar. And our goal here is that what we look to accomplish in 3 years across 3 markets with your support is the opportunity to excite and inspire 4,000 15 to 25-year-olds with an opportunity to learn about marketing and advertising careers as a pathway of exploration through our vital in-person curriculum that we deliver in partnership with educators and with the community-based organizations, foundation, and industry leaders like all of you to spark interest and excitement in our career path that we all love. The next pillar is our access pillar. Access is about really thinking about our paid internship program and getting young people into the workplace so that they can truly grow 21st century skills and develop their first professional network. What we know to be true is networks are so important. There are so many opportunities that happen in the professional world that if you don't have a strong network, you don't have people who will happily say your name in a room full of opportunities, it's really difficult to continue to grow and expand and to have access to opportunities. So through our access pillar, students receive intensive training and coaching to allow them to be a part of our internship trainings and also the actual internships that we do. Through this pillar, we really are looking to build real-world learning and tangible skills for 800 15 to 25-year-olds through these paid experiences, these paid partnerships in partnership with our marketing and advertising industry teams. Our next pillar is our opportunity pillar. This pillar is really about taking away the barriers and building a bridge. It's truly about building that bridge to the first job. We know that building that bridge is critical. That's why we use our Connect programs to provide thousands of dollars in college scholarships that are both scholarships for the expense of school and some of the expenses associated with being a student, along with ongoing mentorship and training sessions to allow and encourage opportunities to have advanced internships for young talent that's hungry to experience what it's like to have something that's closer to full-time employment. So some of the programs that fit into this pillar are our Alumni Award and our scholarship. Our goal, right, by 2025, we're looking to create long-term pathways to the industry for 36 alumni leadership opportunities, $175,000 in scholarships, I think we can do it, and 20 alumni network job readiness training and engagement workshops. The final of our 4 pillars is the equity pillar. This is one that doesn't feel quite as attached to our mission for some, but from my perspective, it's well suited and is absolutely a part of how we do change the face and the voice of the industry. What I believe to be true and what we know to be true is that in order to thrive, our rising stars need to enter the workplace free of bias and exclusion. Through our Fearless programs, which are a combination of workshops, events, our monthly Fearless conversations, and other programming that we do, we work with our partners to ensure that both the workplace and the work being produced is culturally competent and equitable. It's so important. So the programs that fit this pillar are our conversations, our Fearless workshops, and our Fearless event that's coming up on May 4th of this year. You haven't heard me say it yet. Let me say it here today. May the 4th be with you. If you remember that, you will remember that is the day of this year's Fearless conference, and I would love to invite all of you to come, bring a friend, bring some peers, sponsor this event. It's going to be amazing. So this is how our org and partners really think about how we can engage on the equity pillar as we look to advance and provide 35 fearless workshops and also a state of the industry report this coming year, coming directly out of the Fearless Conference. So following Fearless Conference in mid-May, you'll be seeing communication coming from the BrandLab where we will ask you to walk alongside us and to provide data that can be used for the BrandLab and can be used for the entire community. So we have a benchmark and an understanding of where we're at as it relates to our equity goal. This goal also is focusing on the retention of young people, of people of color entering the marketing and advertising industry. All of those things are really important, and that is our strategic plan. But honestly, I think it's obtainable, it's realistic, and most importantly, it's about the participants we serve. So here's another view of what we as the BrandLab do, right? So for us, everything on this slide is how the participants experience the BrandLab. This is really the participant view starting in high school on the far left, where as a high school student, they have the opportunity to spark their interest in our industry through our Spark programming. Spark programming is a way in which we come into schools or we bring young people on field trips to college or to advertising agencies or to marketing departments to really experience what would it be like to work here? What would it be like to be in this industry? We also, in the high school area, do our intern training and coaching to provide young people with their first dose of professional development that starts at the beginning of the internship and follows them for the entire duration, along with then that high school internship itself. What we've found as a best practice is to introduce high school internships in a cohort model. With a cohort of 4 high school interns, young people are able to enter an agency or a marketing team and look around and see other people who look like them, who have shared experiences with them. And so that cohort model really helps to deepen the sense of inclusivity and belonging. The next part on this participant journey is for the college student. As a college student, our participants have access to scholarships, also an additional step of internship training and coaching, that professional development arm of what we do, and college internships. Once they continue to progress and they graduate from college, from a 2-year school or a 4-year school, they're then job ready, and we're ready to join and walk alongside them in that journey as well. With the job ready programs, we have our fellowship program that we launched in 2020. This is a great opportunity where we provide an 8-month fellowship program for recent college grads to really experience what it's like to work in both an agency and a corporate environment. So our fellowship program works to bring together partners that can provide that experience both on the agency and on the corporate side. We also have a job board that I would encourage anyone and everyone on this call to post on. This is a wonderful opportunity for you as our partners to get the word out around the opportunities that are available. And this is a free opportunity, a free job board for you. It's also a great way to ensure that you are bringing your roles to diverse talent. It's also really great for our participants because they know that they can go to an active, engaging job board and see what opportunities are out there for them. The third price in our job ready participant journey is our CAB board. This is our college and beyond board. This opportunity is truly the first professional board opportunity for a BrandLab participant. It gives them the opportunity to see what it would be like to, and what it's like to have a board seat, to truly make change and difference, and to have a voice, and to actually impact some of how they reach back and reach forward in this participant journey to support others who are also participants of the BrandLab. The fourth part of this participant journey is the job change career advancement. As an organization that's been around for 14 years, we now have participants who have been in their careers for many, many years. And as we know, job changes happen for multiple reasons, and career advancement is something that's also really important. So in addition to our job board, where you should definitely consider posting all roles, because it's not just entry-level individuals looking at the job board, it's also our alumni who've been in the field for a while. In addition to that job board, we have hosted alumni events in our markets that really empower and encourage our alumni to continue in that professional development journey and to continue to engage with the network of peers that they've met through the BrandLab. This bottom arrow here is what I call wraparound services. These wraparound services are really all around how we continue to support our alumni forever. Our mentorship and the networks that are developed both with the BrandLab, with alumni, and with our partners is such a critical part of continuing to support BrandLab alum into their careers and forever. Let's talk about our impact. We've got an amazing impact story. Looking at this slide, there's a lot of different data points here. What I'm going to ask you to pay the closest attention to is line 2. I am so proud to report that the BrandLab has helped 700 plus young people get a paid start through internship since we launched 14 years ago. 700 plus paid internships for college and high school students in our industry. I'm really proud of this stat. I hope you all are too. I want to share with you from the voice of a participant, right? I talk about how the BrandLab would have been something that would have been so amazing for me as a young person growing up. But I'd love to share with you actual testimony from a BrandLab alum. So here's a video from Alyssa, who is a BrandLab alum and is a recent member of our national board. I'll play it for you here.
My name is Alyssa Bilo. I live in St. Paul, Minnesota. How the BrandLab prepared me for my career in this industry is really by showing me and allowing me to experience what to expect in this industry through the several internships I had and my Land O'Lakes apprenticeship. I think many times, especially in college, you just kind of have to sit back and listen to, what to expect and do projects, and you don't really get to experience it. But I think that the BrandLab gives a ton of really unique opportunities to experience the industry, whether that is an apprenticeship, an internship, a networking event, a workshop where you're working on your cover letter and resume to make it stand out in this industry. So that is really how the BrandLab prepared me to be successful, is by actually allowing me to experience the industry before, I decided to jump in. So
I love sharing her story. I think she does such a wonderful job, really talking about how she's gone through the entire BrandLab journey, from our Spark programming to internship to apprenticeship, which has really been replaced by our current fellowship today. And now as an alumni, further into her career, her position on our national board is something that is just inspiring to hear. So happy to share that with you. With all of that said, with all of the efforts, there's absolutely been change in the industry. There's absolutely been positive momentum, and there's still so much more we could be doing. I recently looked at the ANA research from the Association of National Advertisers, and there's been an increase in ethnic diversity of the marketing teams that have reported over the last year. So that's fantastic to hear. They are reporting that they've seen the largest increase in the 5-year history of this report, from 2021 to 2022 being a 1.5% increase. That's exciting to see. Some of the other specific points that they call out here are the fact that over the entire 5-year duration, they've seen an increase of just under 3%. That's less exciting for me to see. But you can see that there's a snowball happening. There is an increase. The change is happening. One of the other things that I was really excited to see is the last bullet point, and that's that the other category has decreased. I will say, as a woman of mixed heritage, I have always struggled with this idea of pick one box or be other. The idea of othering people is something that is important to see going away. And as I look at some of the bullet points above, as we see some of the additional ethnic groups showing up here, I believe that's because the other category has decreased and they're reporting more accurately on some of the true ethnic diversity that we're seeing in the industry. And that's exciting. With all of that said, 1.5% growth in the last year is exciting to see. It's a lot larger of an increase than they've seen over the past 5 years, but it's still not enough. There's still more work to do, and I'm here for it. I hope you are too. So how do we retain talent and sustain careers in our industry? Well, I want to talk to you just a little bit further about our Fearless programming. Our Fearless programming really is designed to support organizations like yours in creating and fostering inclusivity and belonging, as we know that inclusion is a known barrier for retaining BIPOC talent and sustaining careers, because the way to foster careers is for people to have a feeling of inclusivity and belonging. So the way that we really focus on our Fearless programming are monthly conversations that happen virtually. Everyone is invited. It's a pay what you can model. And the reason we do this is because it's really important that anyone and everyone can attend, that there isn't a barrier to entry. Our next Fearless workshop is coming up, or our next Fearless conversation is coming up on the 31st of this month. And it's a conversation with a recent author who was a lawyer and wrote a book and shares her story of growing up as a second generation her Hispanic woman and having her parents tell her she needed to pass, that the way she could be successful in her career was by passing as other than Hispanic, as passing as white. And through her journey, she's learned so much and has embraced her heritage, who she is, and wrote just this book that inspires me. And I'm excited to hear what she has to say at the end of this month. If you haven't registered for this month's Fearless conversation, I definitely encourage you to do that. We also do organizational Fearless workshops where we come into organizations either in person or virtually and take organizations through our Fearless programming. We have what we call our Core 4 workshops that really help to bring everyone that attends to a place of courageous conversations, sometimes uncomfortable, but courageous conversations that help to bring everyone together, and then to continue those conversations, to continue that dialogue, and to continue to grow and become more fearless together. The last piece of our Fearless programming is our annual conference. Again, I will say it because I'm a dork. May the 4th be with you. Our annual conference this year is on May 4th. Please join us. You'll hear me say, May the 4th be with you, probably 10 more times that day. But everyone else who speaks will be phenomenal. I'm really excited for this year's conference. So how do we continue and expand the momentum? There are multiple ways you can engage, and I just want to make it really simple to share 4 different ways that you can connect with our mission of changing both the face and the voice of the marketing and advertising industry. So the first of the 4 options is to donate. There are multiple ways to donate, both on an organizational and an individual level. We are always looking for donations, general donations of any sort at any time, whenever it works for you. There's even easy donation buttons directly on our website. We also are always partnering with organizations for in-kind services, looking for organizations to partner with us on things like building the creative for this year's Fearless conference or for this year's gala later in October. Also, in-kind services could be things like helping us with our website or helping us with our paid media strategy. We even have had some conversations recently with an agency that's looking to walk alongside us with our state of the industry research. So in-kind services, whatever you as an individual or you as an organization do well, and you would like to give back in that way, that would be an in-kind service I'd love to have a conversation with you around. Another way to donate is through scholarships. As I mentioned, our college scholarships cover both tuition and expenses associated with being in college. We have fantastic partners walking alongside us with scholarships in each of our 3 markets. And to hit that $175,000 scholarship goal, we're continually looking for additional partners here. There's also ways to be a named sponsor. Our full year Catalyst sponsor is an opportunity to truly be named in everything we do throughout the year, to truly walk alongside and be a member of one of these core values, the Catalyst value of saying, yes, we want to truly engage with you in this way. Summer internship, our summer intern hosts pay for the internship experience. However, some of that curriculum development, the professional development, even things like notebooks, pens, meals while we're doing the trainings are ways in which we look for sponsors each and every year. We also look for sponsorships for our monthly Fearless Conversations and for our Fearless Conference. The annual gala will come up in October, and that will be another way to be a named sponsor. So again, multiple ways to truly invest from a donation perspective into the BrandLab. The next way to really connect in and to engage is to host. The hosting opportunities that we have with our partners really allows our team to continue to do the work that we do. I don't know if you know this, but each of our BrandLab offices actually resides inside of an agency in the Twin Cities, in Kansas City, and in Milwaukee. So office space residency is a way to host us literally in your space. And we're so appreciative of this way that organizations have hosted us and continue to host us. Hosting Spark events, these opportunities to spark excitement and interest in our industry by allowing young people to come into your agency or into your marketing department to really get a sense of what is marketing like? What is this thing called marketing or called advertising? And how would I engage? So Spark hosting is a fantastic way to be involved. I've talked a lot about our internship programs, our high school internship with cohorts of 4, our college internships with cohorts of 2, also our fellowship program, that 8-month fellowship program where we look to partner with both an agency and a corporation or more than one of each to provide this experience post-graduation as a first foray into full-time employment. Another fantastic way to partner with us and to host. The 4th piece is to get fearless. This is really about encouraging courageous and, like I said, sometimes uncomfortable dialogue. It's okay to be uncomfortable sometime. And what we do through our Fearless programming is get people through that uncomfortable piece, through the courageous conversations to the point of understanding. And so engaging in Fearless Conversations, the Fearless Workshop, and this year's Fearless Conversation are wonderful ways to engage. And we would love to see everyone engaging with us in that way so we can work together to create environments of inclusivity and belonging. Last and absolutely not least, this is so important, and that is being an advocate. Being an advocate and volunteering your time. We're always looking for coaches, people to come in and coach the young people that we serve, mentors. I don't know about you, but for me personally, whenever I mentor, I get more out of the mentor relationship, I think, than the people that I mentor. We do have a formalized mentorship program. And if you're anything like me, you probably will sustain those mentorship relationships far into the future. And that's just amazing. Also, always looking for people to support our board and our team. Mary Beth mentioned that we have a national board and we have advisory boards in Milwaukee and Kansas City. Great opportunities to volunteer your time. You also can join a committee. We are reestablishing committees here in the Twin Cities as a part of the national overview of the BrandLab. We also have committees in each of the other markets as well. Attending events is a wonderful way to advocate for the work that we're doing. Posting on our job board. I've mentioned this job board. I'm going to mention it again. I hope to have an influx of open roles and opportunities to post out there so that we can continue to bring value to your organization and to our alumni that way. And then continuing to provide honest feedback. We are always looking to improve. We always want to do really important, meaningful work. We're all so passionate about the work that we do. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what's going well. We want to hear your ideas for how we can optimize and improve. And really importantly, we want to hear from you when we put out our requests for the State of the Industry survey. Okay, so again, how can you connect? This is a question I get every time I talk with people. There are so many ways to connect. You can donate, you can be a host, you can be an advocate, and you can get fearless. I would love to allow you and encourage you to find the way that works best for you. How do you want to engage with the BrandLab? We wanted to make this really, really easy from a how do you engage with the BrandLab perspective. So we've actually put a QR code right up here. Go ahead and take out your phone, scan the QR code. It will take you to a really short 5-question survey that will help us learn how you want to connect. I truly believe when you give of your resources, your time, your valuable insights, it should be a win-win scenario. And so please spend time thinking through how you want to engage with the BrandLab and what you are looking to get out of that engagement as well, so that we can find that right win-win scenario for both the BrandLab and for you. Well, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming and taking this time. Thank you for investing into the BrandLab. Even if this is the first conversation you've ever been a part of, but the fact that you took time to be with us today means a lot. And this investment of this time is appreciated. So thank you. I will send a follow-up email. So if you did not get a chance to click on that survey, it'll be included there. Really looking to hear back from you. We want to engage you in the way in which you want to engage with the BrandLab. So please help us to understand what that way will be. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, everyone.